So I think we're getting a little bit closer to what I think is an interesting design. Now I want to talk about the bathroom, okay? So we have to add the second bathroom. Oh, there's some unhappy faces with what I'm doing. That's okay. If you're unhappy, you can tell me what you would do instead. Because yesterday I had unhappy architects that were frowning at me, and then I changed it. And it was actually better today from what I did yesterday. Okay, so let's talk about the bathroom. Okay, we have kind of two ideas for the bathroom. So what if we put the bathroom there, the second bathroom? Does that make sense? Is that a good idea? Or should we put the second bathroom here? So I think there's kind of two spots to put that second bathroom. I think there is, oops, I just touched the layer there. I think there's spot A and I think there's spot B for that bathroom. So where should we put the bathroom, you guys? Should we put the bathroom in A or should we put the bathroom in B? I want to hear what you guys think. This is very interesting. Next to bedroom, next to bedroom. Some people are saying next to kitchen. What should we do? We're not going to create, this has to be our general use bathroom, right? A, B, A makes it feel cramped. B, B, hi Bhupesh. We've got the big hitter here. Bhupesh is looking on. Okay, B. Wow, it's interesting. A and B, we're kind of tied. I think that the bathroom should go in B. And I'm going to explain to you why I think that. If we put it in A, I think it is a problem because what it does is it creates a very tight and awkward position, and we can't really get into the bedroom other than going through the living room, which I don't like going through the living room to get into the bedroom. I want to get into the bedroom this way, and I want to have this as a window. And it also might give me the opportunity to put some other storage here and some other storage here. So when I come in to the front door, I have only one turn to get into the unit, which I think is much, much, much better. So I want to show you what I've done because I've done a little bit of work in advance. I love when I say this. It's just so funny. And I've worked on some of the walls based on what we've talked about. And I want everybody to have a look at what I've done because I have placed the bathroom next to where the kitchen would go. I have created this bedroom with a window. So somehow it's going to be a view out. Now it's technically doesn't have a window to the outside, but it's better than what was there before. I've got a closet for the washer dryer. I have the master bedroom. I have a walk-through closet and I have a bathroom. And I'm going to add the other elements in just so we can see. What about A, vertical? Someone is saying, what about having the bathroom vertically? I want to talk about that. I'm going to come back to that in a minute because this is really interesting. Don't forget about accessibility at the entrance. Yes, so this is interesting because we do have the accessibility turnaround area here. The closet is set back and I've made sure that the hallways are nice and wide at 1200, okay? So this is what I think we should do in terms of the layout for this section. And I want to talk about the kitchen particularly. I just want to zoom in a little bit and just talk about the kitchen. This is interesting because we've got a couple of things that are helping us now in favor of working on this design. And one of the things that is in favor of us is this little notch. And I always say to people, what should we do with little notches when we find them? Well, if we find a little notch in the kitchen, we should stick the fridge in it because that makes the most sense because fridges are fat generally. And I like them to stick back so they don't stick out so much. And the other thing that I've done, which is kind of interesting, is I have created this sort of L shape, which actually allows us to run the kitchen counter down and into the corner, okay? And that gives us a bigger kitchen. We can also put the cooktop, and I'm just gonna measure it here just to make sure I get the proportion of it correct. And you can see here, just gonna draw on the burners because that actually makes me happy in my life. And anytime I draw on the burner, I actually feel like I've accomplished something, even though probably I have not. So I'm just gonna draw these in. Get the really small 6-inch burners for your scrambled eggs, 8-inch burners for your pots to boil your water for your pasta. And I'm just gonna draw in the upper cabinets. And that is kind of the kitchen layout idea. Oops, I just turned the layer off. Uh-oh, I just moved it back. This is one of the great things about Morpholio Trace is I can move it around. So I'm sticking the kitchen there. And that means that we can also have the island. Oops, I'll just put it onto non-dotted line, and we can draw in the island. We're gonna have to make sure that our dimensioning is correct. We have to make sure that we leave at least 3'6" between the counter. I didn't quite do that enough. There's probably a little bit more space that I need to stick in there because it's not quite far enough away. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn on the layer, the finished layer there. Oops. Turn that one off. This is the fun part of doing a live show because I have to look at what I'm doing with the layers. And there. So that is what I think we should do for the kitchen. And I'm just gonna trace over top of the new layer here and make sure I've got the island in the right spot, just so you guys can see it. Uh-oh, I just rubbed it out. Isn't that great? Live show. Last night, I did a flawless live show with no boo-boos. Tonight, I've made a huge mistake because I've already drawn on top of my other layer. So you guys will have to forgive me and just accept the fact that I'm not perfect. Oh, have I done it wrong again? I think I've done it wrong twice. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I've screwed it up, but that's okay. That's what I've got. I've doubled up the layer of the kitchen. Don't make fun of me. But you can see what I've done. So this is what I think that we should do. Sink in the island. Oh, frown. I know. We could also put the sink on the back counter because we do have enough room on the back counter. I would do an L-shaped bathroom and put the shower an L-shaped bathroom. You have to sketch that out for me so I can see what you're talking about. I want to talk a little bit about the furniture. I did screw this up a little bit. I drew over top of my good layer. But let's talk about the bed in the master. I want to know, you guys, should we put the bed this way? This is a queen size bed. Or should we put the bed this way? Which is better? First or second? Somebody said, how do you deal with old sanitary structures? They have to match the new proposal. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. What I'm assuming that I'm doing in this design is I am assuming that I am working with the developer before the building is built. If this was an actual renovation where we had to move the plumbing, I'd have to be more restrictive in what I did. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm careful with moving the plumbing. But I've tried to keep it in the general location too. People are saying too. So people generally don't like the bed that way. They want the bed sort of facing the two windows. I think this is actually a really nice room. I think it works. That's a queen size bed. I think it's really nice. Some people like the one. I think that's okay. So I want to talk now about the living room furniture. So we could put our sofa this way, and we could put our TV here on this wall, which is one idea. You could sit on the couch and look at the TV and look out at the window and the view. Or we could put the sofa this way and have the TV on this wall, which I think it was originally. We just have to leave enough room to get out the terrace door. So which way do you think? Second way, head of bed should generally be on an internal wall. It's healthier. Also, the bed looks out at the view. I agree. Excellent point. I agree. I would like to lie in the bed that way and look out. Which do you think about the sofa? So there's no dining table because we don't have enough room. So we're using the island as our dining. So, well, you could put a dining table. I guess I shouldn't say that. You could put a dining table up against the wall and have a sofa. You could do that. One, everybody thinks one. Most people think one. I agree. I think the sofa should go here. I appreciate all of the comments too about the dining table because I think that actually is a valid point. And I think that if we were going to do a dining table, it would be a good idea to probably put the dining table possibly in the corner up here and then have a sofa and the TV, but make a smaller one. I put in a really, really, really big sofa. Yes, bedroom door next to the kitchen is odd. However, if you put the bedroom door, you could put the bedroom door up here. We just couldn't have the furniture in this orientation. So it would be a trade-off. You could have the door up here. We would just have to have a different living room grouping. And I would really, really, really like to know if anybody could come up with a plan for this where the bedroom door is up with a living room grouping that I like. No TV. People are saying no TV. Yeah, I agree. No TV. And then the other thing that's interesting is how do we put the study desk? Because if I was in this house, I would work here all the time. And I would put my study desk, probably something like that. So I could sit here and then I could also look out the view. And if my mother came over, I would get a sofa bed in here and then she could use this room as her guest room. And then she could easily go into the bathroom, which I think is a good idea. And I've tucked the laundry into the side here. I thought about putting another cabinet here, but then I thought it made it all too crowded. And I like the idea of coming in, standing here, and having all the space. You can put the sink in the back and the island and keep it as a dining table. You know, that's a really good idea. And I want to see if I can actually clean up the layer mess that I made with the, where I scribbled over. Oh, I think I can figure this out. I think I see how I can make this better. Because I think what I did is I just drew on top of the kitchen on the wrong layer. So I'm just going to rub it out. I really like that idea that someone came up with about the dining table. I think that makes a lot of sense. And then, oh, I can just, oh, I don't want to rub that out because if I, well, actually, let's rub it out. Let's rub it out and let's put in a dining table because I think that is a really good idea. I'm going to add that in. There is my kitchen layer. And let's just draw a dining table and see what we can come up with because that would be good. We just would have to add the sink into the section that is the back counter. So we'd have to just rearrange it a little bit. We have to make sure we add a sink and a dishwasher if we were to do that. So I'm just gonna make the dining table maybe 6 feet long. And then we're gonna take a vote at the end to see whether you guys prefer to have a dining table or if you prefer to have a sink. So I'm just gonna put the chairs in. I'm just gonna do this quickly and make them round because I don't have a lot of time to draw them perfectly for everybody. So I'm just gonna do the 4 chairs like this. Actually, what we should do is we should just do them on the end because then that doesn't interrupt the flow of the work area. So we'll do that. And then we just have to get in our wonderful sink. So I'm just gonna rub this out and I'm gonna put it back as just a regular counter. And I think I did it as a 3.2 line. So it's not gonna be perfect, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna put in the dots. Oops, gosh. You guys are gonna think I've been drinking wine or something. Look at that, it doesn't line up. Don't make fun of me. I've worked so hard today to do all of this and my sketch is all screwed up. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna put the, something like this. I mean, I have to work it out so that it's actually perfectly done, but you get the general gist of how this would go. And I'll draw the burners in to make myself happy so that I feel like I've accomplished something. But this is kind of the idea that that comment was getting at, where you have a dining table instead of the island, which I think is actually a really interesting concept, and it kind of opens the door. It's okay, looks good. Thank you for supporting me. So what do you guys think? Should we have an island or should we have a dining table? I'd like to hear a vote. What if this was your apartment, this was your unit, what would you do? What would you have? Can I make a suggestion? Instead of the laundry, put 2 closets back to back around 2 meters long and leave the notch you've created. That's a good idea. Can you send me a sketch of that? Because I'd like to see it. That's actually a really good idea. I think there is still a little bit of wasted space in this kind of zone here. And I think that actually would be a lot better if somebody could come up with a concept that resolved that, but still kept it open. Table, table, table. Oh, you guys, you don't understand how happy that makes me. I got lambasted in the comments section when I removed the island from the Terrible Much Better a week ago. Everybody just got so mad at me and said, you can't remove an island. It's like taking away your firstborn son. And I thought, well, that's terrible. I didn't realize people were so attached to it. But people like having that. I think it's nice because you can have it as either as a table or you could have it as an island. I mean, you could choose as long as the plumbing is all in the back. I would also rotate the desk in the study. Would you rotate it this way? Like have it face that way? It fits there perfectly. Did I say it the right way? Or have it the other way? That's not a bad idea. Table all day. No island for you this time, Matthew. No island for you. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Counter table design, have the counter running horizontally with the table attached to the counter. That's actually not a bad idea. There's more room here than what we thought. And I think, it's really interesting. When we actually start to organize the plan and make a better plan, we realize there's actually a lot more room than what we thought. It's a lot more open than what we thought, and it's a lot more simple than we thought. It was originally sort of a jiggy-joggy mess because of all the walls and all the rooms and trying to jam everything in. But now all of a sudden it seems like it has a bit of flow to it. And this plan was probably one of the worst ones we've ever seen, and now all of a sudden it's looking a lot better. So I really appreciate everybody coming today. This is going to be the last live show that I do in 2020. It's been an amazing year. I appreciate everybody's support.